Hope everyone had a wonderful 4th of July. This is John Walker Davis, your professor of History 235, first half of African American history. And I just wanted to give you a quick update. Your test is posted now, and I extended it an extra day, so you should have time to finish it. It's only a few multiple choice questions, and some true false, and one essay that's worth 10 points. And I need to really stress, y'all need to spend some time on your essay because you need to write more than one paragraph. I'm not saying a formal 5-paragraph essay, but try to discuss 3 different subjects. For example, if you're talking about the difference in slavery in Africa and how the institution developed there, it developed because there was so much land and there was a lack of people. So people were trying to figure out how they could get more people controlling various spaces. So it led to conflict in these various spaces that had iron ore, or gold, or cola nuts, or various things that people would compete over. And so this would lead to political dissension among folks who were from very different ethnic backgrounds. And let me also stress the notion of African is somewhat of a very problematic term because it's a reference to a conference and in no way embodies the eclectic group of folks that emanate from very different places. Egypt is very different from sub-Saharan Africa. Sub-Saharan Africa is very different from West Africa, and West Africa is very different from South Africa. And then the coastal regions, whether it's north, south, east, or west, create their own unique circumstances, and geography shapes how people develop their culture, what they have access to, what they don't have access to, how they view nature, how their religions are developed. Language, dance, art, technology, all of that comes into play. So keep that in mind. And you need to understand the difference between slavery as it existed prior to the North Atlantic slave trade, because what we're going to see develop is a race-based slavery. A legal term is chattel. Now, having said that, there have been a few scholars recently talking about how there were a few individuals in Africa that were slaves for life, but nonetheless that's the exception, not the rule. And the economy never depended upon a slave-driven economy, whereas in North America, and the Caribbean, and Brazil, those economies were driven on a slave-based economy, very different from anything that existed before. So keep that in mind. So slavery is going to grow, unfortunately, after the Portuguese and the Dutch and the Spanish get involved in these various countries. And it's going to create a political tension between these various countries who are vying for more territory, which leads to more warfare, more conflict, more prisoners of war. So these are prisoners of war that are being sold generally, or someone that's fallen into debt. So I don't expect you to copy word for word what I'm talking about. That doesn't even address every element. There are a few more elements in the book. That religion comes into play too. In some of these Islamic areas, and they can justify it through jihad. But answer your essays well. Some of you have not taken a test. I have not even attempted to communicate with me, so it's really important some of y'all do this. So I'm going to shut up now because I've already spoken for 4 minutes, but let me know how I can help you. And as of next Monday, it's halfway. And if you expect to take or retake the first or second test and you have not taken it, I always make an exception for the folks who do take the test early on at the required time. You know, each week after that, your grade's going to come down a letter grade. So if you hope to make an A, you better have those tests done by Monday, or at least attempt them, because in each Monday it comes down the highest you can make is a C, a D, and an F on that particular test. So keep that in mind. And y'all be well and be safe.